All right. Can you all hear me? Okay, very good. So, if you can see my PowerPoint slide, please engage using the chat box. And yes, all right. And is it visible enough? All right, very good. So let's begin. Good evening once again. I am Israel Olashukpo. I'm popularly known as Israel the Analyst. I'm gonna be holding the class for today. So, we are gonna start with data preparation in Excel. So this course is going to help you build on some of Excel's basic functions and features. So while introducing you to how Excel can be used to prepare for data analysis, all right. So I recommend you guys to listen very well. Okay. So what is data preparation in Excel, and why do we prepare data? Okay. Data preparation involves cleaning, transforming, and organizing any raw data you will use to perform data analysis. All right. To provide good qualities analysis, you must ensure your data is high quality and clean. So this will ensure that your final results and outcomes are accurate. So that's the reason why you must prepare your data to ensure that your final results are are accurate. So performing this process at the beginning courses performing this process at the beginning ensures that you are working efficiently, all right, and reduce any possible surprises during. So now you can think of data preparation in Excel like doing laundry. Okay, so there are certain steps you have to go through to complete your task. So when you want to do laundry, the first thing you are going to do is you will collect your worn and unclean clothes and sort them by color or fabric type, right? Am I communicating? I hope you guys are following. I need your response, please. All right, very good. So the first thing you are gonna do if you're gonna do your laundry is you will collect your worn and unclean clothes and sort them by by fabric, and sort them by color or fabric type. You will then select the correct settings for the washing machine, like the temperature or the spin cycle speed, right? You can then start this cleaning process by turning on the washing machine, right? Now that your dirty clothes are cleaned, you can now collect it, and you will dry the clothes, then fold them and organize them accordingly. So that's how data preparation is as well. You understand? So during data preparation, okay, data preparation allows also has certain steps to go through. Okay, the first thing is you have to collect your raw data in Excel. You can either sort or filter it to view and focus on the data more easily. You then want to set the correct format for your data and the correct data types. So cleaning data is a key step in data preparation. It can involve it can involve you removing duplicates, correcting errors, and filling in missing data. All right. So you can check for better data quality too and summarize your data better. So that's what data preparation is all about. Okay. So we also move to we have what we call gathering data. So we have to collect the required raw data in Excel. You can gather your data either through database like SQL Server. You can export your data to Excel, either use SQL Server, all right, or you enter the data manually, which can be very time consuming. You can also import data from other files, either use your CSV files, your text files, or your web HTML files. Okay, so removing duplicates. So once you have your data ready in your Excel, you can start your data preparation process by removing the duplicate. So removing duplicates is an important part of cleaning raw data in Excel. So Excel has a feature, all right, that can allow you to do that with great ease. So you can identify column, all right, and select the column to remove duplicates from your data. So when removing duplicates, you want to remove records added more than once in error to avoid counting them when performing analysis. So there are also rules to removing duplicates in Excel. All right, so you just don't get your data from any source, all right, and just remove duplicate like that. That's not how it is being done. Okay, so I'll walk you through that later on. So we have what we call field options in Excel as well. All right, so these few features such as flash fill and advanced fill series can also be used for data preparation in Excel to ensure all the necessary data is available and what and correct. So flash fills lets you easily fill your data when it senses a pattern. E just like you want to number something: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Normally, as a human being, you have known that this is like a pattern. The difference between those numbers are what are one. If you're having 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you'll have known that the difference between those numbers is what is 2. So that's what is following a pattern. That's what flash fill does. It's like it senses it. You get, it's like an automation. You understand? So this work best when there is an existing data so that Excel can identify the patterns easier. So this feature is great for combining first name and last names together, all right? Or different time, like either you want to number your rows or something like that, you understand? So all right, so let's just move on to the practical aspect of what I'm talking about so as not to just bore you guys with the theory. Okay, I hope I'm communicating and I hope I'm being clear. All right, I need your maximum engagement, please. All right, very good. Can we move on? Can we move on? Okay, good. So I'm gonna open my Excel file now. All right, I'm gonna open my Excel file now. So we are gonna do something. So this is my data here. Okay. So this is my Excel data here. All right. This is car price and year. So let's say for example, but the first thing I am to do here is to what? Is to remove my duplicates in my car, because there's no way I would have what the same car and the same model. Like it's not possible for you to have the same model of a car twice in your Excel. It has to be unique, you understand? So you have to remove duplicates in this kind of data. So the first thing I'm gonna do now, I'm going to remove the duplicates first, and I'm going to show you how you can separate your column also in Excel using what? Using delimiter. You get? So the first thing, or we are gonna do the flash fills first, all right? Because I explained to you guys about flash fill, so I'm gonna show you guys how that is done. Okay. So now the first thing I'm gonna do is removing duplicates from my data sets. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll select my column car, all right? Then I'll come to my what? My data. Okay. Then I'll select remove duplicates. What do you notice? Okay, now current continue with the current selection. All right. I'll click on remove duplicates and it will show you the column you want to select. So this is column A. Okay. I'll click on OK. So it said no duplicates found. So it means there's no duplicates in my data sets. All right. So let's do something now. Let me just expand it to this place. Let me select this. Okay, and expand this to this place. Then click on the same remove duplicates. So let's check for something. I'll click on OK. Said no duplicates. For that means there's no duplicates in this my data set. Okay. Now I want to do something. This the first thing you are saying here. We have Tata comma something, Maruti Suzuki comma something, Honda comma something. So this Tata, Maruti, Honda, Toyota, they are the names of the car. But the other one beside it, they are the what? They are the model of the car. So how do we separate the name of the car and the model? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write car model here. Car model here in my Excel column. Car model. Then see what I'm gonna write nano base here. Look at something. Nano base. I'm gonna write this LXI BS, then II. Do you see what I'm doing? Now look at something. I can't just be doing this thing. It's gonna be what? It's gonna be stressful and it's gonna be time consuming. If I'm writing civil LX here, Corolla LE, Fiesta SE. Do you get? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to my what? To this flash fill here. I'm going to select this my data here. I'm going to click on flash fill. Do you see that? Flash fill. So it's going to recognize the pattern in which I'm writing this. Now look at something. Just watch carefully. Watch carefully. Yeah, don't worry. I will send you guys the data. Can I zoom in? Guess my screen is. So now look at something. I don't know why this thing is not giving me the pattern which I want. But let me redo this again. Let me redo this again. Let me redo this again. So I selected nano base. I put it here. Zen LXI BS 2. Then let me write Civic LX here. Civic LX. Okay. And Corolla LE. So I want to use my flash fill in this my what? In this my column here. Okay. So I'm going to come to my flash fill here. I'm just going to select this place. Then I'm going to flash fill it. Now what do you notice? You see that it has recognized the pattern in which I created this cell. Okay, now look at this. I first wrote nano base here. I wrote Zen LXI BS2 here. I wrote Civic LX here. I wrote Corolla LE. I clicked on flash fill. It now automatically what? Give me the same pattern in which I'm writing all this thing. Do you see that? Look at this 3 spot 3. I was not the one who wrote this myself. It automatically will write it for me using this what? Using this flash fill. I hope I'm communicating enough. Are you guys following? All right, very good. So that's for. So now let's move on. So let's say I've done this already, right? So I want to number this my colon. I want to make every car have a unique ID. So what do I do? Let me first insert column here. How do I insert a column? Just right click on the column header and click on what? Insert. When you click on insert, it's gonna what? Insert a new column here. Alright. So now let's say I want to what? Do something. I want to give every car unique ID. Okay. I want to give every car unique ID. This is car ID. So how am I gonna do that? Will I be saying typing 1, 2, 3, 4, which is gonna be what? Time consuming. If I'm doing 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, it's gonna be time consuming, right? How do I do this automatically using Excel? The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write one in this my first column here, the first cell, sorry. I'm gonna write one in my first cell here, all right? Then I'm going to come to where is this? I'm going to come to hold on. I'm going to come to home, should be home, yeah. So you come to your home, okay? Then after you write one here, note, listen carefully. You write one there first, all right? I'm going to come to my home, okay? Then I'll come to my fill. Then I'll select what? Series. Are you getting? Series. Then I'll select what? Columns, all right? But the first thing you have to do is what? Select your total, the column, select everything, okay? So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to click on my A here. Then I'll press Ctrl Shift arrow down. Sorry, let me come back up. So click on the first value. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift arrow down here, or just press Shift and just select everything. I don't know why it's not selecting the cell for me. So just select everything first. That's the first thing you are required to do. All right. So let me come back here. I press Shift, then I'm pressing arrow down. All right. I selected everything here. Okay. Then I'll come to my what? My fill, and I'll click on series. Are you following? Series. Then I'll click on columns. Then this type, you're gonna select auto fill. Then just click on OK. Oh, sorry. Why is it not giving what I want? Let me do that again. Let me do that again. So the first thing I did was writing one here, right? Then I selected my cell. So let me do that again. All right. So I selected fill, right? Then series. Okay, just watch. Then I selected column. Then autofill, right? Then I selected OK. Why is it not giving me what I want here? Calm down. Please hold on. Let me check for the errors. Okay. So fill, series, columns, then autofill, then OK. So about to give me what I want here. Let me do that once again. So give me a minute. Oh, all right. So let's do that again. So I'm going to come to my fill here. All right. Series, then autofill, then OK. Oh, what's going on? Well, if it doesn't want to work, well, it should work. But if it doesn't want to work though, what you just the other thing you can also use another formula. You can use equals to what? Equals to row. All right, equals to row. Then your first cell, reference your first cell. That's A1. I'm going to reference your first cell, A1. All right, then press enter. I did equals to what? Row. Then the value you want your numbers to start from is my A, sorry, it's even A2, not A1. Is my A2. Okay, is my A2. That's where I want to make my column start from. The numbering equals to row A2, right? I'll press enter. What do you see here? You are seeing 2 there, but I guess I've written something there before. That's why it's giving me 2. All right, so you are going to press equals to row A1. You want to start from the first value there. Then you are going to select this your stuff that looks like a tick box underneath here. You are going to drag it to the place you want it to stop. All right, so it will be filling it for you. Do you see that? It's filling it for me. But that feels supposed to work, but don't worry, I'll check for the error, what's going on there. Then just drag it down to the last place. All right, just bring it down here. Then it's going to fill it for you. Do you see that? That you can also use that formula equals to row. All right, so that's that for the row number. Okay, but I don't know why this fill is not working. We'll get back to that later. So let's move on. All right, I hope you get that. I need your engagements, please. All right, very good. So let's continue. Now let's move on to text and date functions. Okay, we have what we call text and date functions in Excel. All right, so we have this data type. So the text categories, if you look at this, we have text functions. So the text categories here they are looking at here, this here is a categorical data. All right, so the category for this kind of value is always selected as text. All right, it's always selected as text. So we also have what we call, all right, this is just like a date column in Excel. All right, this is date column in Excel. This is also what we call, this is also a this is another function in Excel called len. So this len will return the what? The length of the character. So if you look at this now, a phone number here, okay, I want to check the length of this phone number. All right, so I'm going to use the formula equals to len b6, then it's going to give you what? The length of this phone number. So that's just So for data preparation is a great way to help you identify if there are trailing spaces in your cell, or it identify anomalies in the data. So for example, now again, if you are dealing with phone numbers from a specific country, you can use the length function, all right, to check if they are all the same length. All right, that's for the length function. So we have what we call concat. So concat is short for concatenation. So it's just like linking two things together, like chaining them together. So the function can join text from multiple range, strings or inputs. Okay, however, it doesn't insert delimiters like comma. So you are, if the when we do that, you are gonna understand. Okay, this is just gonna be like as if I'm just telling you guys story. So when we practicalize it, you are gonna understand. So concat doesn't make you put a delimiter. You have to put that yourself manually. Okay, that's what concat does. But we have what we call text join. So this text join, all right, is similar to concat, but it combines text in the same way with concat. But this text join allows you to what, to specify the limiter of your own choice between each value. Okay, so if you look at this now, we did text join dot, there is something that you put here, the ignore empty first, then you want to join this one and this one together using dot, so it will be www dot data co. Now look at this, that's what is returning. So this text join is going to make you specify your delimiter. But if you're using concat, you have to do it yourself manually. All right. So that's just it. So we also have this date and time function too. We have what we call today. So today is going to give you what, the date for today, the current date. That's what today usually does. The today function in Excel will give you the current date, so return the current date for you. So it comes in handy for this calculation and data filtering. For example, the function can indicate to user when a report or table was last updated by the person who owns it. Alright, that's what. So we also have what we call weekday. So this weekday, for example, this weekday will just give you an integer for the day of the week based on the imputed dates. Alright, so you can also adjust the start of the week so that your output suits your definition of a week. So let's say, for example, you have delivery dates for your items, or you have delivery dates for items in your business stocks. Okay, you can use the weekday function to check the day of the week that the items will arrive based on the delivery dates. We also have what we call work day in Excel too. So this work day will help you calculate the days based on number of working days before or after a starting days. You are also able to exclude holiday days from the calculation. Okay, it's useful for project planning. Let's say suppose the manager is trying to plan an upcoming project. In that case, they can use the start date of the current project and the average days taken for the current project completion to calculate when each employee will be available. So that's for that. So we also have what we call protection and security in Excel. You can protect your workbook in Excel if you don't want anybody to have access to it, or when you click on it, it's gonna require the person to what, insert a password before you can be able to open it. Okay, so let's just practice that. All right, so I'll open another Excel sheet now. No, don't worry, I'm gonna do that again, but I hope you all can still hear me clearly. So I'm going to open another sheet in this place. So what you're gonna do is, when you want to create a niche, you just click on this plus sign here. It's going to open. Okay, then you come to data and click on guest data, or you can just click on from test slash CSV. If your data is in CSV format, click on from test slash CSV. When you click on that, it's going to open your folder for you. Okay, so let's wait for it to open. All right, it has opened. So I'm going to click on due and import. All right, so let's wait for it to connect. Good. Now you see that Excel has automatically what, extracted the delimiter for us. It has detected the type, it has detected the delimiter, it has detected the file origin. So we don't need to do anything here. Just click on load. So it's going to load it in this your Excel workbook. All right. So let's wait for it to load. Good. It has loaded already. So now what are we gonna do with this? I want to show you some things you can do with this table, like the function I've made mention of before. So what we are gonna do is, let's use the concat to combine, right, to combine this transmission and drivetrain together. So we are going to name it so let me first remove this table, sign here. Because you might be thinking, um why is this thing showing, why is it not showing in a raw format? So you can also remove it by just what, selecting the table. How do you select the table? Just click on the first column here, right, and click on shift, then come to your what, your format as a table. You are going to, no, just come to your table design here, all right, and come to your table styles. Then you will see clear. Just clear it. So it's going to remove everything that you are seeing here. It's going to remove it. So now let's say you want to what, you want to put color on the column header there. Just select the first column there and just click on shift and right arrow, and come to your fill. Okay, let's say you want to fill it yellow, it will what, to show in a yellow format. All right, so that's just it. So now let's say for example I want to combine automatic and FW. I want to combine transmission and drivetrain together, okay, in another column. Let me just type transmission or trans drive. Okay, trans drive. Sorry, let me write that very well. Trans drive. Good. So now look at something. I'll use my concat keyword equals to the first thing. If you want to write a formula in Excel, the first thing you are required to enter is what, your equal sign. If you don't write your equal sign, Excel won't recognize that as a formula. It just recognize it as normal text. All right. So it's equals to concat we are going to use. So some people that are using an Excel version that is below, I don't know, well, you might not see concat in your own. You will see concatenate. So it's still the same thing. Concat and concatenate, all right, still the same. So you might see this one in your own. You might not see concat in your own, all right. It's still the same thing. Just so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna select the first value here, automatic, comma, all right. But I want to separate this using what? Using hyphen. So I'm going to use this string sign here, then comma, my FWD, then I'll press enter. Comment, please give me a minute. So let me use double quotes. Giving me an error for single quote. Let me use double quotes. All right, very good. So what do you see? I I combined automatic and FWD together using the what, the function concat. All right, so what you're gonna do is just equals to concat your first test. This is my first test, comma. If you want something to be in between that first and second, like you want something to separate them, you can specify it. All right, you can specify it. But I didn't mean that I don't want anything to be in between this symbol. And now if you look at this, when I type enter, what do you notice? See, it's automatically giving what, automatic hyphen FWD, right? I didn't specify this hyphen at the middle here. I removed it. Look at something. If I remove this and press enter, you just combine them together without not what, without using anything in between. But it's giving me space there. But if I want something to be in between them, I'll just put what, let me press Ctrl Z to go back to the previous one. I'll just put my hyphen symbol there, alright, and press, put comma there again, then press enter. What do you notice? It's automatically giving me what, automatic hyphen FWD. But now I want it to affect everything. What will I do? I can still come back to my data again, okay, or think home, then just click on flash fill. That will be in the view coming. So that will be my data. Okay. So I'll just click on my flash fill here. Flash fill. To just fill everything for me. So just click on this your flash fill here. Okay, you can just select this one down. Alright, it will apply to every column there. I don't know why this is not highlighting, but you can just double tap. Since the formula has been written in the first value there, you can just double tap this place here. When you double tap it, it's going to what, automatically what, adjust that formula to every cell in your Excel. Now look at this. I have automatic AWD here. Before the formula I wrote there before was combining these first two cells together, right? It's giving automatic FWD. This second one's automatic AWD. Do you see that? So that's the function. That's how Excel can save you a great deal amount of time because it will help, it will reduce your stress, and it's also what, to reduce the time which you spend to be writing something manually. Is automated for you, so you just have to know how to use them. So that's an example of this one. All right, so let's say I want to extract the year from this my listing dates. How do I do that? There's also a formula called year equals to year. All right, we are going to equals to year. So what I want to, I want to extract the year from this place. So I'm going to write equals to year. Okay, then click on my first value here, then press enter. What do you notice? See, it extracted the year from this date for me. That's what, 2020. Extracted the year from this dates for me. That's what, 2020. Now, if I want it to affect everything here, I'll just double tap on this small little box here. What do you see? 2020, 2020. This one is 2021. It's giving 2021. Do you see that? So that's for dates. Now, if it was weekday I wanted to do, I think talked about weekday. So you just do equals to weekday. All right, weekday. So it has something. Just select the serial number is your what, your listing date, comma, the return type. So you can either return, is it numbers from one, it's like a format. Do you want your number one to be Monday, or you want your number one to be Sunday, or you want zero to be Monday? So it depends on what you want to choose. Okay, so I'm gonna select two. So two is for numbering one as Monday and seven as Sunday. All right, one is for numbering one as Sunday and seven as Saturday. So it depends on your own preference. So I'm gonna select two. Okay, when I select two, I'll press enter. So I want it to affect it. That means this date in 2020 is on what, was on Monday. This date in 2020 was on Monday because I said one should be Monday. Okay, now I'll just double tap this, it will fill everything for me. If one is Monday, that means six is Saturday, right? While seven is Sunday. Okay, so that's just what weekday does for us. So I guess let me check other functions here that we can work with as well. So yeah, I've talked about weekday. What else? So we can also do, so don't worry, all this formula that I'm doing here, we are gonna do that as a main module. All right, this one is just like showing you guys around all this stuff. Yeah, so let me check if I still have, but any questions so far before I continue, because I want to enter into the real formula there. My Excel version is, I think it's 2021 or 20, I don't know, like either 2021 or something. So your Excel version is the version is low. That's why it can't be the same thing. The background will be the same thing as mine. All right, but you can try and be using Google Sheets, because Google Sheets is an updated version of Excel. So you get, that's just it. So now let's dive into the main thing we are doing today. That's what, formulas in Excel. So I'm going to walk you through formulas in Excel. All right. So I hope you all can still see my screen and you can hear me clearly. I need your maximum engagement, please. I need your response. Is it clear? Or is there any question you want to ask that is, if it's clear, just put your thumbs up there, even if you don't want to type. Alright, very good. So now let's enter into the main deal today. That's what, formulas in Excel. Alright. So now we have different formulas in Excel. Okay. The max function, the minimum function, the if, the len, the left, right, day to test, trim, substitute, sum if. That's what we are gonna do today. Alright. That's what we are gonna do today. So I'm gonna walk you guys through all that. So max and min. So let's say, for example, in your workplace, all right, your employer wants to know the highest amount of salary that they are giving their employee. Okay, how do you do that? The first thing you're gonna do in Excel is very simple, because you can't just go to your data set and be looking for the person that is collecting the highest salary there. It's going to take time. It's going to be strenuous, right? It's going to be a tedious work for you. So there's a formula that can save us in Excel. That's max equals to what? Max. Max. All right. Max. Then select the range of where your values are. All right. So when you click on the first value here, press Ctrl Shift arrow down. Okay, when you press Ctrl Shift arrow down, you press enter. Sorry, it's giving me a date format here, so let me just convert this to what, to a general format. So now look at this, it's giving me 65,000. Now if you look at this my salary column, which is the higher salary in this my column here, this 45, this 36, 63, 47, so it's 65,000, which is what, which is correct. So you just go and report to your employer that, oh, 65,000 is the highest amount of salary that we are giving you, that are giving your what, your employee. Do you understand? So let's say the employer wants to also know the minimum salary that what they are giving the employee as well. So we have the function equals to min, right? Then select your salary column, then press Ctrl Shift arrow down, then press enter. Oh, this column is also formatted in a date format, so just change it to general. All right, so see that it's 36,000. Now if you look at this, which number is the least here, which salary, which salary is the least here, is what, is 36,000, which is what, which is correct. Okay, so it doesn't matter, it doesn't necessarily mean you can only do it on salary, you can also do it on your age. All right, if I come to this place now, I want to know the what, the highest age of the, the employee that is the oldest employee in my data set. All right, I'll just do equals to what, max again, max. All right, equals to max, then select my age column. All right, and press enter. So what is it, not 38 that is the word, that is the max age in this place? If you look at this data carefully, it's 38, right? Which is what, which is correct. So you can also do it for your dates and your end dates, so you can just experiment that yourself later. Now let's go to if and if function. So if is like a conditional statement. All right, just like if it is not happening, then this will, let's say for example, e just like two conditional statements. Okay, look at something. If rain did not fall, I will go to church, you understand? But if rain fall, I won't go. So is by conditional statement. If this happen, I won't do this, and if this doesn't happen, I won't do that. You get, so that kind of things, that true or false statements, you get. So now let's do something. If let's say, if, let's use the function, the formula. The first thing you're gonna do is equals to if. Okay, equals to if. So when you do equals to if, it's saying you should write a logical test, value if true and value if false, right? So now I want to do something. If the age here is greater than 30, I'll put old. But if it is less than 30, I'll put what, I'll put young. Okay, I want to do something. I said it's true. Is either it is true or it is false, but it has to be based on one criteria. All right, now I want to do something. If my age here, okay, Control Shift arrow down, I'm gonna select it all, is what, is greater than 30, right? I'm gonna write 30. You put your comma. So if it's greater than 30, what do you want it, what do you want to, what do you want, um what do you want to make, what do you, what value do you want to put there? If your age greater than 30, on what criteria you get? If your age greater than 30, what do you want to put there? So value if true. If if this my age here is greater than 30, that means the person is old. That's what I want to do. The person is old, I'll put old here. Okay, I'll write old here. Oh, sorry, just ignore the error, ignore the error. So I'll write old here. All right, old. So what if my age is not greater than 30? What do you want to put there? What do you want it to be there? All right, what do you want to put there? You just put young here. Okay, young. Then I'll press my, then press enter. What do you notice? Now I said if it is greater than 30, put what, put old. But if it is less than 30, put young. Now is this greater than 30? No, this is what, equals to 30, it gave me young. Is this greater than 30? No, is equals to 30, it gave me young. But what, 31 is greater than 30, is give me old. 32 is greater than 30, is give me old. So that's what, how if works. So now we have what we call ifs. So ifs, okay, ifs, it has different logical tests. If doesn't have false. Okay, ifs doesn't have false, it does have a true value. So if, know the difference, if has true or false, but ifs only have true, it doesn't have false. All right, so let's say for example now, the employer, all right, wants to give, let's say, giveaway to the salesman, the receptionist, the accountant and the HR. So let's say the salesman, he wants to give the salesman a brand new car. All right, You want to give the receptionist a brand new phone, okay? You want to give the accountant a brand new laptop. So how do we do that? The first thing we are going to do is the logical test one. Ifs. The first logical test, select your table. This is our table. Control Shift arrow down. Equals to what? Salesman. You are going to type it here. So value if true. If my table is equals to salesman, okay, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to give him what? A brand new what? A brand new car. A brand new car. Are you seeing that? A brand new car. All right. Then I'll press comma again. Another thing, if this same thing, okay, is equals to what? Receptionist. All right. I want to give the receptionist a what? A brand new. Good. What's the value if true? A brand new let's just put a new wristwatch or a brand. Well, let me just put a wristwatch there. All right, a wristwatch. I want to give the receptionist a wristwatch. All right. So I don't want to start typing. Let me just show you what's gonna happen. Now I press enter. What do you see? For the salesman, it gave me a brand new car. Receptionist a wristwatch. Salesman a brand new. So for the people, for those that I didn't specify, all right, for those that I didn't specify, it's giving you as not an answer, as not an answer, as not, because you didn't specify them. But if you have specified everything, it's not going to give me this value here. So you can just replace this your value with none, or you can also do something called if error. Okay, if you don't want this kind of error to be showing, you just, before you write your if statement, you are going to do what? Write if error. If error. It's what we call if error in Excel. If error. So let me do that again. So if error, so let me just come here so you can see it clearly. If error. All right, if error, I'm going to select this if error here. If error, then put your comma here. So after the if error, what do you want to be? Like if your value has any error, what should it return? Let it just return an empty space for us. Then close your brackets. All right, so then press enter. What do you see? So whatever we did not specify in our column is going to return an empty space for us and not giving us that error. So I used if error. Okay, so it can work for anything. Do you see that I did if error? Then inside the if error, I specify my what? My ifs. Then value if error. If any error is found in my data, just return an empty space for me. That's why I use this empty string here. Do you see that? Are we clear on that? Let me know. I know some people will have problem in this part here. Let me see your response in the chat box. Are we good to go? Hello, are we good to go? All right, very good. I hope you are learning. Good, good. So let's continue. So let's move on to what? To learn. So learn is just like I told you, returning the length of your words, of a character, of your value. So I want to check how many letter words is what? Is gym. So normally you know that this gym is what? Is three letter words, right? So it's gonna return three for me because of what? I use the function learn. When I press enter, it's going to return three for me. Do you see that? So if I want it to affect every other value there, I'll just click on this my autofill. It's going to return the length of Pam 3, Dwight is 6, Angela is 6, Michael is 7, Meredith is 8, Stanley is 7, and Kevin is 5. Do you see that? That's the function of what? Of learn in Excel. So that's that. So we also have what we call left right. Left right in Excel. So let's say for example, I want to extract. Let's say we have what example should I use? Let's say we have okay, Wednesday. Do you see that? Wednesday. So let's say I ask you, give me the three words, three letter words from the left of Wednesday. Extract three letter words from me from the left of Wednesday. What will that be? I need your engagement in the chat box. Extract three letter words from the left of Wednesday. Give me the three letter words from the left of Wednesday. What will that be? I need your engagements, please. So I know you are following. Word. Very good. I need more response, please. Why is this chart so dull like this? Word day. Alright, so now let's check if we are correct or not. Alright, so now what you are gonna do is equals to what? Left. I'm gonna write your left, comma, the text in which you want to what to check. So I'm gonna type Wednesday here. Okay, Wednesday, Wednesday. Alright, Wednesday. Then comma, how many character do you want to extract from the left of Wednesday? I said three, right? So let's see if you are correct or not. So I'll put three here. Then I'll press enter. What do you see? Word. Is that not correct? So word, it is correct. Now you have what we call right. So somebody said date in the chat box here, day. So that is the right. I did when I use the word right. So the right one will return day for us, day. Alright, the right one will return day for us. So now let's do something now. Let me do the right function. So we have what we call left and we have what we call right. So this same function, I'm going to copy this. So let me just copy it. Alright, Control A. I don't start typing any longer. So just exit this. So I'm going to copy and paste this here, okay, and change this to right. So from my right, alright. So do you see that when I press enter, it's returned back day to me? Do you see it? Day. So that means I'm extracting three letter words from the right of my what of my text, but for the left, three letter words from the left of my text. So that's what left and right does in Excel. Do you get? So that's that. So we have what we call date to text. So let's say for example you are working in a company whereby they don't like seeing um they don't like seeing this our dates in our end dates. What do you notice? You see that it is saying month, day, year, month, day, year, but they love saying day, month, year. Do you get? They love their date to be in a specific format, day, month, year, but the date being extracted from our data set is giving us what? Month, day, year. Now look at this. How do we convert that to what? To make the what? Requirement of our what? Of our employer. So the first thing you are gonna do is equals to what? Equals to text. Text. And when you put equals to text, your value, click on the first value here, this one, comma, what is the format you wanna put there? So it will be DD slash slash YYY. Then close it, then press enter. What do you notice? It switched. Now we have 9/6/2015 here before, but now it's 06/09/2015. Is it not correct? Before we were working with what? Month, day, year format, but now we using this Excel, we using this formula in Excel. It switched it to what? To what? To day, month, year. Now if I want it to affect everything, I'll just double tap on this down arrow here. Do you see that? So that's how to format data in Excel. So how many? Okay, we have 8 minutes left. So I hope that's clear. Do you get that? All right, very good. So let's continue. So let's come to trim. So if you look at this my last name here, what do you notice? You notice that there are some names that are having extra space. Look at Scott. Scott is not what? Is not well typed. There's a space here. There's a space in Hudson too. Do you see that? There's a space here. There's a space in Scott, which is going to affect our what? Our analysis. We have to what? Clean this kind of data. So how do we do that? The first thing we are going to do is what? Just write your formula, which is trim. We have what we call trim formula in Excel. Trim. All right. Sorry, I mistakenly type wrong stuff there. Equals to trim. Okay, now specify what you want to trim. Now I'm going to trim all these column, but you can also specify a single value. All right, but I'm going to clean all this column. I'll press Ctrl Shift arrow down. I'll press enter. What do you notice now? This our Scott. Look at our Scott here. There was an extra space here before, right? Now it has changed it to what? To the right format. Do you see that? So that's the function of trim in your date in Excel. So it trim extra space or extra space in your data. Okay, so that's what trim does. Good. Now let's move on to substitute. So substitute is like what? Is like just replacing something in your data. Now let's use this and let's use this let's use this end date again as an example. All right. Now let's say in that same company you are working, they don't like saying slash slash in the date. They love saying hyphen hyphen. Do you get? They don't want to say slash slash. They want to see hyphen hyphen in a date. So how do we do that? The first thing you're gonna do is let me help you with that. Equals to what? Substitute. I'm gonna use the formula substitute. So the text I want to the text which you want to substitute is our end date. Click on it. Alright, let me just press Ctrl Shift arrow down so as to highlight everything. Okay, comma. The old text in it is what? Is our slash. So what do you want to replace it with? I want to replace it with hyphen. Do you see how that formula is going? Then the instance number. So we'll work with this instance number later. Then I'll press enter. What do you notice? Our slash 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 has been replaced with what? With hyphen hyphen hyphen. I mean hyphen hyphen. Do you get that? So that's how substitute works in Excel. How many more? We have 6 more minutes left. All right. So I hope that's clear. Are we good? All right. Very good. Let's continue, please. So now let's say something. Let's say okay, your employer now told you that they just want to see only one hyphen and one slash. They don't want it to affect everything. Do you get? They want it to affect only the first nine should have hyphen and the second one should have slash. How do you do that? Substitute can also help us with that. Equal to substitute, then the text, this is our text here, comma what? The old text is slash, right? What do you want to replace it with? I want to replace it with hyphen, comma. Now this instance number has either one or two. Okay, if you don't specify any value there, it's going to replace all your words, all the old text with the new text which you specify. Okay, now he said he wants the hyphen to appear only in the first position, but the second hyphen it should not affect the second position. It should only the slash should be constant, should remain in the second position. All right, so now you're going to put one there, one as your instance number, then press enter. What do you notice? The hyphen affected only the first slash there and left the second slash alone. Do you see that? So now let's say in another scenario again, he said he doesn't want the hyphen to be in the first place, he want it to be in the second place. What do? You will change this one to what? To two. All right, you put two there, then press enter. What do you see? The slash was left alone in the first place, but what? The hyphen affected the second slash. Are we good to go? Do you all get that? Are we following? All right, very good. So let's move on, please. So now let's move on to sum and sum if. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to stop this session. Okay, I'll create another Google link. You will join that. All right. So just go to the chat, to the WhatsApp platform. All right, to check the second link I'll post. Now I'm gonna end this meeting now. All right.